had time for that.
Yeah.
I'd like to read the title poem, Belly Song. I made this poem in Connecticut. I spent some time with a group of people when we all lived together as a family and tried to help each other. And we learned some important things there. And the beginning lines are lines from a poem by a student at Trinity College. She wrote this poem after I'd done a reading down there, and Michael Lally, a friend of mine, sent it to me when I was in jail in Connecticut, and it really lifted me. The lines go, "You have made something out of the sea that blew and rolled you on its salt, bitter lips. It nearly swallowed you. But I hear you are tough and harder to swallow than most." 1. And I must admit that the sea in you has sung to the sea in me. And I must admit that the sea in me has fallen in love with the sea in you, because you have made something out of the sea that nearly swallowed you. And this poem I give to you. This poem is a song I sing to you from the bottom of the sea in my belly. This poem is a song about feelings, about the bone of feeling, about the stone of feeling, and the feather of feeling. This poem is a death chant and a gravestone and a prayer for the dead, for young Jackie Robinson, a moving black warrior who walked among us with a wide stride and heavy heels, moving through the blood and mud and shit of Vietnam, moving through the blood and mud and dope of America, for Jackie, who was a song and a stone and a feather of feeling, now dead and gone in this month of love. And this poem is a silver feather, and the sun gold glinting, green hills breathing, river flowing, for Cheryl and David, and their first kiss by the river, for Mark and Sue, and a Sunday walk on her grandfather's farm, for Sammy and Marion, love rhythms, for Michael and Jean, love rhythms, love rhythms, love rhythms, love rhythms, and life, for Karen J. and James D. and Roland M. and David P., who have not yet felt the sun of their 18th summer. And this poem is for me and the days that lay in the back of my mind when the sea rose up to swallow me, and the streets I walked were lonely streets, were stone cold streets. This poem is for me and the nights when I wrapped my feelings in a sheet of ice and stared at the stars through iron bars and cried in the middle of my eyes. This poem is for me and my woman and the yesterdays when she opened to me like a flower and I fell on her like a stone. I fell on her like a stone. And now, in my 40th year, I have come here to this house of feelings, to this singing sea, and I must admit that the sea in me has fallen in love with the sea in you, because the sea that now sings in you is the same sea that nearly swallowed you and me too.